Good evening to everybody. We again come back to another edition of our Mind Sparkle series. This is a series which was conceived to bring role models in front of our audience. These role models are those who have carved out a niche for themselves through their hard work, determination, and their vision. They have been a person who have had ordinary successes in the beginning, but through their own vision or from the initial periods, they have been determined to do something big for themselves, to make out something distinguishable from the others towards success. And these are the people who inspire us more than any other person. So, as usual, we will start with little introduction about our speaker. Today we have with us Miss Ursula Jung. She is a very interesting person in the fact that she is entrepreneur at heart. In every session, I have been impressing upon the fact that entrepreneurship is the way out. In future, the one thing which will make a difference between success and failure is more to do with entrepreneurship. And let me tell you that entrepreneurship doesn't mean that only about doing business. It's much more than that. It means a quality of vision. It means a quality of thinking. It means a quality of attitude. Entrepreneurship is the one who takes risk in life, who is determined to fail, but again rise up and take up another shot at success. These are the people who go through different waves of success and failures, but ultimately never give up. So the entrepreneurship quality exists among all of us. It is another matter that we do not exhibit it or do not use it. We usually relate it to business. Yes, business, commerce, and economy is related to entrepreneurship, but the real quality of entrepreneurship will make you successful. So I'm very happy to host a role model, Miss Ursula Jung, who is entrepreneur at heart, who has taken risk in her life. And if you see her biodata, that she started professionally as a management professional. She worked with Deutsche Bank, she worked with HDFC, and then from retail banking, she came back to education, and as a consultant, she worked there. And from there also, after her experience, she jumped into entrepreneurship. And today she's a co-founder and also a partner with Sihali Jagir. So you can think that she has a fashion infrastructure also in her mind, fashion knowledge and economy also in mind. And she has a host of abilities as a businesswoman. So it all makes an interesting combination for a role model to come and address our audiences, so that in life you also can take risk in various sectors and never think that business or e-commerce or economy is something which has to be frowned upon. Yes, it's difficult, but entrepreneurship will make you go forward. So today our topic is also like that. What are the career prospects or the prospects of entrepreneurship in post-COVID world? So without wasting any time, I would like to invite Ms. Ursula Jung to take over the section and address our audiences on this theme and topic and inspire them. Ms. Ursula Jung.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ursula Jung here, and Shanawaz has been very kind in introducing me. I am not that big a person, but yes, I had always liked to take risk in life, and I had always had that passion to do something in life, and that is what my father especially taught me, in spite being from a zamindar landed family where girls were given different kind of opportunities. To be honest, not so many opportunities, but then my father always wanted that girls should do something in life, and he was very clear that before getting married, I have to be settled, I have to earn a living for myself. Yes, it has been a tough time. As we all know, 2020 it did not start on a very good note. In fact, December onwards, COVID had already started hitting China. And by the time the world could realize, it had drastically spread all over the world. COVID-19 has been a pandemic. It has been spreading to a different alarming speed, and it has been infecting millions of people around the world. If you look at the statistics, the economic damage is already very evident. It is quite bad. It shows the forecast is that there's an envision of 5.2% of contraction in global GDP in 2020, and that is very, very high. But I would suggest that always have faith in someone who's sitting there upstairs. God when he closes one door, he opens many windows of opportunities. And that is where we need to search, we need to identify those opportunities. If one door is closed, it doesn't mean that the life has come to an end. See, there have been pandemics earlier also. There has been not only pandemics, there has been World War I, World War II. But this human race is something which actually comes out of it. It always bounces back. So it is not that, okay, the world has come to an end, but definitely, see, this virus will not disappear very soon. It is here to stay. It will be there for some time. But during all these times, we have to search for those opportunities. We have to search for those reasons. We have to search, we have to bring that change. See, the world will not be the same anymore now. It will be completely very different world that we will be living now onwards. The people around will not have a very free hand to move around. There will be social distancing, that we have to maintain certain decorum. Let me tell you my life experience. There's this country that I have enormous respect for, the country, the population, and it is Japan. Japan is one country which has been following social distancing, which has been wearing masks in public transport for very long time. They are very strict about, they really look down upon you that if you are in a public transport, that if you start talking on the phone, because now you realize that once you're on the phone, there would be saliva that you might be spitting off. So see, the world has come to a different strata. It has changed a lot. But at the same time, what is very important, I feel, Shahnawaz, that during these times, we need to keep our mental health intact. It is very important. We need to keep ourselves motivated, that if the good times doesn't stay, even the bad times doesn't stay for a long. And during these times, we have to, again, as I said, that we have to search for an opportunity. As Shahnawaz has well mentioned about an entrepreneur. See, I'm not giving any slideshows or any presentation, because I want all these young girls around to understand what actually an entrepreneur is. What is important is to understand that. Many are looking to turn their COVID-19 inspired. In spite of that, they're turning this bad times into catch the opportunities that they can. The entrepreneurship has actually come out more during this time, if you look around. So first of all, I would like to explain to these young ladies around that who's an entrepreneur. I've also been an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is one person who can act or seek or act upon opportunities that are around him. Very important is he ready to take a risk? See, if you compare an entrepreneur, the entrepreneur is not only about business. A person who is really passionate, he already has ideas in his mind. He wants to achieve some goals. That passion to do something in life, to achieve that goal is very important. It plays a very important role in your entrepreneurship. See, like what Shahnawaz said, that it is not only about business. It is completely about your passion, and that passion will come ultimately change into your attitude. That attitude of being staying positive. See, with the entrepreneurship, there are a lot of things that come with the package. There would be a lot of risk that is involved. Vis-a-vis, if you see a service class person, the service class person knows that end of the month, he will get salary. There is a certain amount that he knows it will come. He has to run his house or whatsoever in that certain amount, and he's satisfied end of the day. But an entrepreneur, he actually doesn't know how much amount will come or will not come. But that is what is all is about, taking a risk. Are you ready to take that risk? That risk you can only and only take if you have that passion, that attitude in you that, yes, I want to achieve it. I want to get this goal. I want to achieve this goal. And it is not about, it doesn't come down or it run down to only money. Like the company that we are running, it is not about money. It is, we all three of us as three partners, my elder sister and another partner, Rana, we always had that passion to do something in life. I'll tell you about myself a little bit. I'm a mother of two. My daughter is 15 and my son is 12 years old, but he's a special needs child. So for good first 8 years, I was only working for him. He cannot walk, he cannot sit on his own, he cannot eat on his own. But that did not stop any one of us in achieving what we wanted to. And we haven't achieved what we wanted to. We're still working on it. We are still trying our best what we can do, even during these times, hard times of COVID. We had, because we are 41 years old, we have never seen a pandemic. At least we have never experienced. We haven't seen World War II. We did not know how we will be able to sustain these times. But we have taken that risk. We have, because that passion is still alive in us, that we want to achieve a certain place. We need to penetrate into this market. We need people to realize that there is a product that we need to show it to the world. See, so as an entrepreneur, what is important is that you seek an opportunity. You need to be an inventor. The inventor is a person who has originated that idea, that product in mind. Are you getting me? That what I'm trying to tell you? That, see, first you need to understand what you need to show it to the world. What product is there in your mind? Once you have that very clear, then as an entrepreneur, you need to understand that which market do you want to? Who are you? Who will be your customers? Where can you showcase your product? Is that the right person? Is that the right market? So these are few points that you need to understand as an entrepreneur, that where, which market, which place, who will be your customers, and most importantly, are you ready to take that kind of risk? If yes, then you are one person. At some point, it will take time. It doesn't mean that, okay, I invest 10,000 rupees, tomorrow I am getting 20,000 rupees in return. You need to be patient. You need to be flexible. See, like today, we know that certain things, it's no more. See, as I said, that world has changed. People are sitting back home. They are maintaining social distancing. They are not going out. Therefore, what they're trying to do is that, as again, I would give my example, or not only my example, the rest of the designers who are there, who I know, have completely changed their line of products. So therefore, as an entrepreneur, you need to be flexible as well. You need to change as and when required. But that persistence, that perseverance needs to always be there. And once all is there, your attitude, that, see, attitude makes a lot of difference, whether you have a positive attitude or a negative attitude. You have to always, in worst of times, you have to think positively. That completely transforms your attitude. That, see, once that if you're doing a business, there would be chances that you are making a lot of money, but that at the same time, there could be chances that you can lose money. But that's okay. That is what all his life is about. It is not the end of the world. So yes, the journey has been tough. The journey has been, especially since 2020, there has been immense pressure on all of us, and especially on the entrepreneurs who have been there. There would be people who might have just started their startups. There might be a very short-term period startups that they had. But this is how we learn, and this is what business ethics also teaches you. This is what life teaches you, that during all these times, how to maintain that balance, how to create that opportunity during such times. As I said, that self-motivation plays a very, very important role in being an entrepreneur, being in any field for that matter. And during COVID times, entrepreneurship has opened a vast area in all the fields. Be it, see, textiles has been hit, the technology has been hit, the car industry, you name it, the tourism, everything has been hit. But at the same time, all these industries are coming back with different ideas, with different opportunities, where they have been able to identify them. So identification of a certain opportunity during all these times is again very, very important. It plays again a very important role. All these places, these companies, these industries are taking risks. They have changed their outlook towards a different world now, completely different world. These days, if you observe, there are a lot of companies, like again me, who was an MBA in finance, who was a banker, and today I'm into fashion industry. At the same time, there are so many people which are far outside from textile or apparel industry, and they have no prior experience, but they are still doing very well for themselves. One of the example is who I could, like if you see Mark Zuckerberg, what he was a student. He had that passion. He developed that product. He started making people interacting, his friends interacting. And see what he has done today, where he stands today. Because he was very determined, he was very clear, he had already identified his market, and look where he stands today. So if we come back again to the COVID times, that is again a tough time. But now, I being from the textile industry, I would try and give you a brief. See, this textile industry in India has been one of the oldest industry in India, and it makes a lot of money for our country. We are living in the 21st century where the trends of fashion industry dominates the world. But now things have changed. It does not control the world anymore. Nowadays, fashion is, if you see, it is very bold and daring. Fashion is not just a means of clothing your body, but it is clothing. It completely changes your persona. It completely changes your personality, your attitude. These days you see these girls, young girls, and the kind of confidence that they show, and it is through this medium called media. The social media has played a very, very important role. If you talk about, again, into textile industry, the opportunities, the entrepreneurship that has opened during COVID times. See all these designers, they all have come. Did we ever think about manufacturing a mask? None of us thought about manufacturing masks. This has again opened an opportunity for all these designers to open masks. And it is not only these top designers. You see a lot of ladies who are homebound. They are doing this, and they're doing pretty well. You need to again identify your vicinity. You need to identify the market. You need to identify the place where you would be, the kind of product you would be marketing. And again, as we said, that are we ready to take that kind of risk? So yes, we were talking about the kind of opportunities that it has opened. It has opened opportunities for the textile industry. It has opened opportunities for online technical based things. It has opened COVID-19, the entrepreneurship, again, it has opened a lot, the opportunity. There are a lot of, like our children they are studying online. They are doing, so therefore the school is actually, if you see, the school is charging full fees from them. So they have not suffered. Therefore, people are selling their products online. So the online system, the people who were, hello? Shanawaz, am I audible?
Yeah, please go ahead. We are listening.
Okay, so there was some problem, I think. So therefore, if you see those opportunities, the kind of business prospects that you can have from these industries are very different. If you are looking at the kind of opportunity that we also have got, is that we have, suddenly you will find that lot of people around who were never seen on the social media, or who were not seen online to sell their products, they are doing it. They are selling. They have again got an opportunity that yes, they can sell products because people are sitting home and ordering things. It is not. It is more of a virtual world that we are living in. People who were from the computer background, from the engineering background, the kind of vast opportunities that it has opened. So we should not sit back and cry, oh, COVID-19 has come, now the world has come to an end. No, the world has not come to an end. We ourselves need to believe in ourselves. We need to have that resistance. We need to have that perseverance in us, and we need to believe that we can do it. So there are so many opportunities that these youngsters, who's so-called the Generation Z, can do so much in life. This is not, please, this is not the end of the world. What will happen, but we need to keep going. We need to keep searching from this. Okay, somebody's written a question, that's okay. Yes, the GDP of the whole country, as I said, of the whole world has drastically, it has gone down. But that does not mean that we don't do what we have to do, or we do not find that opportunity, or we do not find this zest to do something in life. How will we survive then? How do you think you can survive, or you can create business prospects for yourselves? You cannot. There are these big companies, small companies, who have got into manufacturing, who had never thought about doing something like that. They've got into making medical masks, cotton masks, fancy masks, PPE kits. So there is a lot of prospect that you can gain from it during these times also. So for all this entrepreneurship, I would say that you need to create your own business model, which is very, very important. You need to create that new product into that market, which you can feel that will make a difference. There are, again, a lot of opportunities in the online things. There are a lot of opportunities. You have to go up to them, read about this. There are a lot of, because now it is no more a normal world that we were living in. It is a completely virtual world that we have to adapt to it until and unless things completely change and it just vanishes forever. Sorry. Hello?
Yeah, some disturbance, but you can go ahead with that. We can take care.
Okay. So that is for the technical background, if you're talking about. The second comes for the textile, as I said. So even for the textiles, there are different groups who are ready to help these weavers. See, like we have been ordering our cloth from what you call khadde ka kapda, the handmade cloth, not the machine made. So those people have been affected by this. So there are groups that have come together. Those small industry groups have come together, and even the government is trying to help them, give them loans, help them through different means. Like Ratan Tata, the Tata Group has started online portal where people could actually, just to help these young weavers or young artisans, that people could sit back home and buy from them directly, rather than having a mediator from in between who makes money. Basically, that's his job, to make money. So that comes for the textiles. So the entrepreneurship has, in fact, the COVID-19 has given a vast opportunities to people from every field, other than who are just laborers or who are workers. So yes, it will be difficult for them, but other than them, that it has given people who are educated, who can use phone, who can use laptops, who can use iPads and any technology. It has given a lot of opportunity for all of them to talk about, to understand and make money out of it. So yes, that's it. Hello.
Thank you, Ursula, for your splendid advices. In fact, most of the advices were very practical, and for the audience, it is very easy to correlate and put it on the ground. I will repeat certain advices which I found it to be very interesting and practical. First is that you have to have that capacity to take risk. Nothing comes big in life without taking risk. So Ursula has already told about taking risk capacity. If you want to be successful in life, you have to have that ability to take risk. Second is, do not feel that doomsday has come. There always exist opportunities, and even during this post-pandemic world, lots of opportunities are there in online, in every sector. If you are knowledgeable and domain expert in your field, you will find opportunities. Go ahead, catch it up, and think and research about it. Definitely, you will succeed in life. That's what the message has been from our speaker for the today. And we will take up some few questions which has come from audience also, and to my mind also, and some of the questions that are very perennial and everlasting. I will start with first question to you, Ursula. What are the career prospects, those who do not want to be an entrepreneur in business, but in fashion industry or in cloth industry, textile, what are the job prospects? For example, a designer. What are the requirements and how big is the market, and what are the other jobs available in this textile come fashion market?
See, I'll tell you, Shanawaz, that suddenly, because women are just staying home, so their requirement has changed. Definitely, we cannot look forward for a very expensive clothing, but people, see, women, Indian women has got into the habit of buying clothes. They are in general, to be honest, they are all of us are compulsive buyers. So we require now, especially when you're sitting home, you want to buy things, you want to buy clothes. So suddenly, if you see again, there are a lot of young designers who have come up and who are doing this job pretty well, and they're quite crisp in delivering also. So that opportunity, that prospect has opened up. You can start your own thing sitting back home. You can contact online because people are comfortable. And if your designs, your sketch, your thinking, and ultimately the kind of product or the designing that you will show, it is making a lot of difference, and people are hiring such people. So it is not that people have come to a standstill, that yes, but people are doing that because now suddenly people have believed in supplying clothes online more rather than like us also. We used to do exhibitions, but we aren't doing exhibitions. It has come to an end. The exhibitions are no more there in this world as of now. So we are also doing it online only. We need to create groups. We need to create WhatsApp groups. We need to keep constantly talking about our products. We need to keep sending them messages which do not bother them. You don't have to send messages very, very often, but at a gap. And one more thing, Shanawaz, that if we maintain our quality, we maintain our product, the quality that we have been, people will come back to you. People will come back to you.
Yes, well explained. In fact, a lot of opportunities are there for the designers online. Earlier, you had to go showcase your designs. It would have to be a cost exercise. Now, online, you can show lots of designs and get orders also and transfer your designs online also. So a huge market is existing for designers. So those people who are having this knowledge, they can get into it rather than entrepreneurship. If you do not have the capital or the risk-taking ability, at least take risk in designing. If you are good in such things, the world is open for you online. Now I come to a next question, which many people ask regarding entrepreneurship. Is it mandatory that you should have a huge capital or a big capital to get into entrepreneurship in this kind of market, or it has come down, or without much capital also you can become an entrepreneur?
So you can definitely, Shanawaz, become an entrepreneur with very, very small amount of capital. Leading example, if you see, is Sabyasachi. He had no money when he started, and look where he is today. We are a very small fish in this big pond. We started with just one master and one tailor. We just started with 2 people, and we were 3 partners, and we decided that we'll start from a small base. We will start from a small unit. And today we have 14, 16 people who are working for us. We have been exhibiting outside India also. So that concept that you need a big capital to be an entrepreneur, no, that is not true. It doesn't stand true at all. That to be an entrepreneur, you need to be big, you need to make a very big investment. That's not true.
Fine. So it's good for our audiences. In fact, it is quite a relief for those people who must be thinking like that. If you have ideas, will, and your passion, and you have a certain product in mind, as she was referring in the beginning, you can come out. And Sabyasachi and so many people who is a prime example that your passion can drive you towards success. Now, keeping with this thing in mind, this textile industry and this entrepreneurship, I come to our next question, which is related personally to you. I'd like the audience to know, what are the feelings and what are the inner strength that made you fight the situation? You have a child who is a special need child, and I can understand that it takes a lot of effort for a mother to give her time to entrepreneurship as well to the special need child. The audience would like to know, what are that grit, the determination, what that keeps you going? Many people, they would give up. It seems that they would say that this is the 24-hour job. They would feel depressed. There's so many cases like that. But you seems to be an entrepreneur who's so positive about life and doing something great, and you are still doing it. What are those key elements which you'd like to tell our audience?
See, first, very, very important is that I have an immense faith in God, immense faith. Whatever he will do best for us. I have never, I don't remember even once complaining to God. And second, the most important thing is the positive attitude that I have. I take every day the way it comes. I am happy. I'm thankful to him. I am happy with my child around. होता क्या है शाहनवाज, जब आप अपने से कमतर इंसान को या अपने से कमतर किसी तकलीफ में जो होते हैं लोग, उनको देखते हैं तो आपको एहसास होता है कि आपकी तकलीफ तो बहुत ही कम है. So the only thing that has kept me going is faith and the positive attitude, and definitely my son who keeps smiling at me all the time, well, mashallah, that has kept me going. Nothing else. Just the faith and the positive attitude and perseverance that there will be one day he'll be fine.
Such big issues which confronts people, the personal issues. Sometimes these are the things that keeps them alive. Simple, practical things that if you believe in. I'm quite happy that positivity is one of the factors that in this age is becoming a little dry area. So we need positive people, and for the audience, for everything, your problem is small compared to the other's problem, as she was mentioning. If you see the other's problem, your problem would seem very small.
It looks very small. It looks very tiny. तब लगता है कि आपकी तो कोई तकलीफ है ही नहीं.
Yes.
Therefore, it's a completely different situation.
So that makes us more grateful to the situation which we are living. In fact, in the post-pandemic world, you are mentioning about so many sectors which will go and so many sectors which may fall. So look at the positive side, that at least you are protected from so many vagaries. So that's a very positive answer. And in fact, I would like to ask another question which has come to my mind, and it is about what are the other areas in which people can take job out of this fashion market related to textile. If he's not an entrepreneur, other than designer, what are there things existing in retail market or in intellectual ideas? What can they make a job out of it?
See, that again, I said that you have to identify. First, you have to identify what exactly is your core skill. Once you identify that your own core skill, that this is where I have not an expert hand, but that is where I want to work for. So even if you go into these, see now these weavers, because they have been restricted to their villages, given an opportunity, a person who is ready to go and talk to weavers, get their clothes, get their material, distribute, even he can pick it up from weavers directly and make that living out of for himself as well as for a weaver. For both of them, he will create an opportunity that, okay, they can't come, they can't travel, but if this person has the means to travel and he can go and collect and buy that material from them and sell it in the market, because right now there is a scarcity of the kind of material that people want. They want pure cottons, or they want chanderi, they want anything for that matter. So there's a lot of, now it has again created, see now the Chinese products, which the materials that were coming from China, because of the relationships, they have been stopped as of now. So therefore, it is creating another market for Indian weavers, for these textile people who has They can be a merchandiser. They can go fetch. They can go and get nice but different kind of materials to the market.
Yes, absolutely. There's a huge market being created internally due to the due to suspension of export from China and import. So it's definitely a good opportunity for our local industry and our local talent to go ahead. So continuing with this, I'd like to ask, would you recommend any course for audience to take up if they have interest in this sector? Would you recommend any course to be taken up online, or any certificate or degree course or anything of that matter, or professional certification?
See, there are a lot of courses that are being, suddenly there are so many courses. If you go online on the textiles industry, even the government is giving a lot of opportunities for these youngsters to do these courses, because of this pandemic, there are not a lot of students who are going there. They're getting a lot of discounts. So there are multiple courses that one can apply for on the net.
Yeah, is technical CAD is necessary for this online? Do the candidate also should know about this technical and online designing so that they get a market? Or if they are traditional, they draw on the paper and present the design, that would suffice in today's market?
Sorry, I couldn't get your question. Come again, please. There was audio issue.
Is it necessary for the candidate to know technical designing, say for instance CAD? Or is it sufficient that if he knows designing on paper as it used to be in traditional, that would suffice to get entry into the market?
So the traditional designing would be completely different, and the sketches that are required to represent your to present in a course, they are different. So you need to learn those sketches. It is important. If you want to do a certain course, or you want to enter CAD, or give those exams. See, like I don't have any professional sketching course. I don't have that. So it is not, if you have those skills of sketching nice, it will enhance your skills.
So in today's world, I think it's desirable that if you are doing business online, or you are showing your products online.
It is always good. It is always good. It will only enhance, it will only improve your ability to create new products, to design new things, to go along with the pace of the fashion industry.
Yeah, fine. Okay, our next question is that it's a very straightforward question, but I think I should hear it from you for the sake of audience. How should people take risk in life? A lot of people say that you take a risk in life, but what are the factors behind which propels a person to take risk or not to take a risk? Is there any logic behind that?
It is only your passion to take. It is only that passion that you want to achieve, that a goal that you want to, that will propel you to take that risk in life. It is only that passion, that attitude, that zest to achieve your goal that will ask you to take the risk in life.
Yes, passion is the defining thing. In fact, if you don't have passion for anything, you will not have knowledge also. Actually, passion creates knowledge out of that field. So definitely, if you have passion, you will take the risk, and one should take the risk. So for the audience, the entire focus has been about taking risk and entrepreneurship and the opportunities available in this post-pandemic world, and nothing to fear about. It's a positive sign that is being seen from textile sector to fashion industry to the opportunities that has come to all sectors, especially the online. Due to this pandemic, people are staying away from work and school. So a lot of opportunities are there. So we have heard that. So absolutely, this is an era in which one can, great tragedies bring out great things out of people. So great opportunities for the entrepreneurs and the innovators. So before we end this session, like usually I ask the speaker to give a parting advice for the audience. What should be your parting advice for the audience so that they keep in mind, so that they prosper in life?
See, the most important thing, the most important thing is to have a positive attitude in life. That is very important. It makes your life simpler, better. It makes you believe. See, once you have a positive attitude, you will believe in yourself. And once you start believing in yourself, your passion comes out. For you to do something in life comes out. And
that therefore you are ready to take risk in life. And it's not about entrepreneurship. You take a risk. You take risk every day in your life to do anything further in life. So most important, I would say, is a positive attitude, especially during this time, during these pandemic times, where people are having a lot of issues because you are staying home all the time. It is affecting your physical health. It is affecting your mental health. Please, everyone, take care of yourself. Keep positive attitude. It is very, very important. Very important.
Absolutely. The main takeaway has been the positive attitude. In fact, we are blessed to have a positive person who has told about her life, and she's a practical example of how a positive person can change her circumstances. And it is for the audience to imbibe those qualities, the positive outlook for anything in life. If you have a positive attitude, you will have passion. If you have passion, you will get opportunities. So it has been a very wonderful session. In fact, I can tell a lot of people get motivated by listening to real life role models who have come out of circumstances, created their own circumstances. One thing which people say is that to create a future, to know future, the best way is to create your own future. So lastly, one question has come. I don't want to disappoint an audience.
No, please.
He's saying that how an entrepreneur needs to acquire a basic understanding of the business and how it can help to build and protect the value of the business.
See, okay, for that, you first of all, as I have been talking about entrepreneurship, you need to understand for that business, what kind of product are you ready to give it to the client? Is that business, that kind of product viable for that market? You need to identification is very, very important to make a business viable. Pata chale ki in today's world, I start making one of the most expensive clothing line. That does not make it viable. So you need to identify the market that you need to get into. And the most important thing before identifying the market, you need to identify the product that you will launch. So they are both hand in glove, both of them, the market and the product both.
So I think the audience has got the answer that you have to both have market and product. So try to bring that correlation between the two and you can succeed. That basic premise of business.
That is the basic premise of the business. That is the basic premise of business, Shahnawaz, that you need to identify the market and the product both. How will you create a niche or that product in a market where that product is not required?
Absolutely. That is the basic premise. And I think the audience is quite clear on that. One question has come, but I think it is out of the context. But
That's
still,
okay.
I would put it to you that audience is asking, what about the prospects in food sector? Is there an opportunity available in the food sector?
Oh, big time opportunity in food sector, because especially as thanks to COVID-19 that we all are indoors, people, the small people, small group, not even group, individuals have started supplying foods on they have made themselves they've made arrangements with Swiggy or Zomato. These young people, and not only young, these old people who are really into nice cuisines, they have, food is to a different level opportunity that it has created. Because people want to enjoy good food. They don't want to go out. So they are very comfortable in getting the food delivered at home. So food industry, again, see, the hotel industry is affected a lot. I don't know how it will bounce back, but the food industry is not affected. It has in fact created a lot of, again, opportunity for people.
In fact, if you see, Amazon is rising every day. That is a grocery market. Most of it is related to food also, and the takeaways from the hotels have been increasing during the pandemic also. So that's quite a truth that food industry has a lot of opportunities, and not only food industry, which is only related to our taste. There is also a preventive food industry related to herbal products and something which we edible, which is really helping us build immunity and preventive health. That is also a huge opportunity. What do you say?
If you just open any of the social medias, companies which you have never thought of would be there. There are advertisements popping up of all about different products, organic products, immunity booster company, this food, that cuisine. There is so much. Like myself, I have joined so many online cooking classes. So that is the kind of prospects, the opportunities that it has opened.
In fact, I would be happy to announce that I have also learned cooking during the pandemic. I have cooked a lot of cuisines by looking at the YouTube videos. I never ventured into the kitchen except for taking foods and plates. So this has been a revelation to me, to myself also, that I can be a good cook, and people have appreciated that. So it's a nice addition to my, so a lot of opportunities exist for your personal development also. To be the last thing about it, I would like to again ask you 1 or 2 messages, please, you give to the audience so that we can come to a conclusion about a wonderful session we had today.
First of all, I would thank you so much, Shahnawaz, for giving me this opportunity and thinking that I would be eligible to talk to this young crowd about entrepreneurship and about post-COVID opportunities that we have. Please, everyone, believe in yourself, keep that positive attitude. And entrepreneurship doesn't only mean about making money, or it is not only about business. It is completely about identifying the opportunity, having that passion, keeping yourself self-motivated. In this self-motivation is again very, very important, plays a vital role in achieving your goals. You need to be self-motivated. You don't need motivation from outsiders. No, it has to come from within. So that makes a lot of difference. Have that passion in you, and inshallah, you all will achieve your goals in life.
So as usual, we have a request with our speaker always to give their email address so that our audience can contact, and over a period of time, they can seek advice from experienced people. That is also one of the way we try to get our audience mentored by professionals like you and for experienced people like you. So it is our humble request that you kindly type in the chat box your email address so that people can contact you. So okay, that would be also a form of a legacy in which we keep touch with the audience. And I'm really thankful. It's not that you should be thanking me. We should be thanking you for giving us an opportunity to hear a real living person who has changed circumstances through a positive attitude. And it looks really great to see individuals coming out so well in their life, trying to seek opportunities from difficult situations. And it is a revelation for all our audience. It's a motivational session for them also. So I'd like to thank you for attending our Mind Sparkle session. And in future also, we'd like to invite you in any panel discussions. So this relationship and the bond with the audience and with us should continue. Thank you, Ursula, for giving us this wonderful opportunity.
Thank you.
May God bless you and stay safe. Thank you.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. Take care.